guys, and welcome to my channel. It's your girl Amaka again. Now in today's video guys, we're going to be talking about is your confidence ruining you? I know I am one of those persons that so much believe in confidence. I always advise people to have as much confidence as you can in your career, in your personal self, your place of work, everywhere you go. All about courage and all of that. But where do you draw the line, right? Is that thing you call confidence, is it actually confidence, or is it ruining you gradually as you go? Are you being egoistic without being knowing it? I know, but let's get into this video. So we always talk about self-esteem, confidence, how if you set your mind on something you can achieve it. But what we do not talk about is how confidence sometimes can blind us to our current reality, right? So that you may be so focused on something that you do not realize that it's time to move on. It's time to, like, the game has changed, boo. Change post. Because in truth is you cannot improve a reality that you do not know even exists, right? It's such a problem. If you do not know what your reality is, then you cannot improve on it, because everything starts with self-awareness. Everything starts with you knowing yourself. So if you don't know what the reality is, how do you want to improve on what you do not know? You don't know what the gap is. So if you feel stuck on something, right, pay attention to your ego. Because imagine if you're doing something and your head says no and your ego says yes. Which do you do? I know you might sit down there and say, oh, it's so easy to say, of course I follow my head, but it's when ego is in the play, right? What do? Is you realize that this isn't you being confident, this is you being egoistic, right? It's for you to be able to separate that line. Like, which do you follow at that point in time? So if you feel stuck at something, pay attention. It might not just be confidence killing you, it might just be your ego that is killing you on that thing. When to say no, I do not know it, yes I do know this, or I may not be able to do it like this, or this person is better suited, oh I can, but oh I would try my possible best, right? There are scenarios where you need to do this and you don't need to kind of patch it up and say, oh, because I'm confident, I believe I'm going to do it, I will be able to do it. It's important for you to be truthful in as much as you're being confident in yourself. Be truthful, be real, be open about what's real and what isn't, right? So be sure that ego isn't what is limiting you, right, from moving forward. So you're a confident person, but at this point, are you being confident or are you just being egoistic? Ensure that isn't what is limiting you, because the truth is, when you become an egoistic person, people will not want to associate with you. You know your worth, but you're not to be trusted because of your ego. Because when you do not know, you do not tend to say exactly that you do not. In certain situations, you should speak up when you do not know, right, and learn from other people. But when you're that kind of person who feels like they know it all, this that, don't worry, we'll wing it, your marks, your things you do become questionable. Because when you do things with confidence comes from repetition, right? It also stems from the fact that you know you can, you believe that you can. Confidence stems from competence through repetition and mastery, right? Because you've done this thing a particular kind of way, or because you've done this thing for a long time using different techniques, different ways, right? You know that you're a master in that thing. You know you can wing your way through whatever it may be. You know you're competent in what you do. Because you're competent, you're confident in yourself that, come what's me, guy, I can do this, right? That is how confidence is. Now, when you blur the line between confidence and ego, it's no longer about your competence. You will be able to do work with as much, you'll be able to provide as much value as you were able to provide when you were still in the game of confidence. Because remember, it's a thing of competence, right? You'll be able to provide as much value, and the more you're not willing to learn, the more your work keeps depreciating, and the more people keep noticing. Nobody really cares about what the problem is. All they're just going to notice is that it's not business as usual. like the quality of work you do, the things you do, it's dropping. Ego is an addicting stuff. Like, it is very, very addicting. Do you know why? Because ego tells you the things that you want to hear. It tells you the things, the nice things. Oh, you're good, you're the best there is, you're the absolute, you are, like, it tells you all the nice things you want to hear. But confidence identifies your weakness. It tells you this is who you are, but babe, you know yourself. But with ego, it kind of massages itself and tells you everything you want to hear, the way you want to hear it. And if you're not careful, you're so sunk in, you're so into it that it's the only thing you know. You feel you're special, your ego tells you you're special. You want to be this, your ego tells you that. It makes you feel very, very special and very, very untouchable, right? No gaps. You are just the best there is and there could ever be. Ego. And that is very, very limiting. Absolutely limiting. I don't know if it's something you have experienced. You could let me know in the comments section if there's been a time, or what you think about blurring the line between confidence and ego. Do you think that sometimes people kind of do you think sometimes confidence actually kills people because you're unable to blur the line between confidence and ego? Or do you think that, oh no, it's absolutely fine to that? Do you think egoism and confidence actually blends and works well together? Like, at the end of the day, it all works out and justify the means and all of that. Yeah, let me know in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. I want to hear your perspective. Focus on its own has two directions: being somebody and doing something. Now, most of us are in the being somebody. That's where our focus is. That's where we are. We want to be somebody. We want to do this. There is the other part of actually doing something. That is where the work is, right? And there has to be sort of an alignment between being somebody and doing something. So it gets to that point where you want to be on that doing an actual something. And through this, you cannot separate both, right? There has to be an alignment between both of them. Being somebody and actually doing something, right? These are things that actually work in alignment. Now, it's important to understand that ego is like false confidence. Yeah, when you have the sense of false confidence, when you feel a certain kind of way and you know that it's actually false, right? That is ego speaking. Ego is not letting you see beyond what is beyond and what is false to actually identify what's real, right? And really, ego comes off as arrogance. When it's inflated, it comes off as arrogance, because you will not be able to see exactly what's wrong in whatever you're doing, because you've acclaimed, you're not self-acclaimed perfectionist, self-acclaimed almighty, right? So even if anybody's telling you that no, it doesn't work like this, you say no, because you're stuck in what you know. You're not coming out of that bubble, right? That's why ego is being seen as false confidence. You do not know the boundary of what you know and what you do not know. You cannot relate, right? You don't understand that there is a boundary. This is what I know, this is what I do not know. It doesn't exist for you. What only exists for you is you are the best there is, right? Yeah, that's it. Now, there are people who have that confidence in themselves that I am the best there is, and actually they are, right? But these people understand that it's important for them to identify gaps and also try to bridge those gaps. But sometimes, like, you just get so sucked into it that you do not see that difference. Yeah, that's it for this video. Now, this video is just for us to be able to identify what is when we're being confident and when we're being egoistic, right? And understand that there is a line. It might be blurred at the beginning, but once you cross that line, you're not being egoistic. And once inflated, that's pure automatic arrogance. So while you're being confident, you should also watch it. Now, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, right? Yeah, let's have that conversation. Well, we've come to the end of this video, and I'll see you in my next video. My name, of course, is Chiamaka. All right. Now, if this is your first time seeing my face, please do not make it your last by clicking on the subscribe button. But if you're subscribed to my channel, what's up? If you're a returning viewer and you're not subscribed, what am I doing wrong, or what's the reason? Let me know in the comment section, of course. But then also subscribe to my channel. All right, thank you so much. Bye, guys.